Is Hollywood trying to be butt buddies with Donald Trump now? Well, according to this article, it says that Hollywood is ready to now work with Trump. And also, apparently, Trump's wife has a $40 million deal with Amazon Prime Video to do a documentary about her with Brett Ratner, that director of Rush Hour films that was Me Too not too long ago. Well, apparently he will be directing them. And so let's go over this article, which highlights one producer who talked positively about Trump's relationship with Hollywood, but still made it clear, and he left himself anonymous, by the way, him or her, but he still, made it clear that, he doesn't like Trump's policies. Uh, but before I start reading it, fuck Hollywood, boycott them forever. But let's hear what he or she had to say. So, this prolific indie film producer said he doesn't care for Trump's politics, but admits it is refreshing to hear the office of the president focus on how he can get the movie business back on track and back in Los Angeles. He stated, quote, "We had to shoot this whole thing," his latest film, which tracks the events of LA, historic events in LA. He stated, quote, "We had to shoot the whole thing in Bulgaria because it cost half as much. I had to sleep in a stinky hotel and not the house I worked my entire life to buy. You didn't hear Biden talking about how to help us." And so, yeah, that's just a short little diatribe of a producer that, again, he shared that bit of information but did it anonymously because that's how authoritarian liberals are. Even though there's inklings that they're willing to do business with Trump, and again, this is why I hope his ambassador program to Hollywood fails because these people don't deserve help. If anything, they need to be helped to their end because Hollywood has always been anti-America. Even in the good old days, it has always to its core been anti-America because it's been home to a bunch of deviant commies, which Senator McCarthy highlighted decades ago. And so these people don't deserve to be aided whatsoever. Now, I understand why Trump wants to, because that's, I will say, one of his weaknesses. He likes to be liked, especially by these Harley weirdos who, you know, he rubbed shoulders with for well over 30 years. He was one of the first sort of celebrity businessmen, and he openly embraced being a celebrity businessman back during a time where a lot of businessmen didn't want to be famous. They didn't want to be celebrities. He was one of the first, and arguably the first when you're talking about in the current sort of mainstream multimedia era of Hollywood. Because obviously you have the Howard Hughes of the world, but Trump, you know, got known, during the multimedia area, early internet, you know, television, movies, cable, that sort of thing. And so he wants some of that back, obviously. But to me, the best option would be to lead to an era that separate itself from Hollywood completely when it comes to seeking a, a sort of social network, a real life social network of industry outside of Hollywood. And I like the idea of that type of entertainment network of industries existing throughout the United States. What if each state had its own sort of Hollywood, but that's independent from Hollywood, California. and all the you know deviance that exists within that. But yeah. Ultimately, though, we'll see how this turns out. I mean, clearly, with things like putting a tranny in a actress category and the continued, you know, DEI projects that's being released under Hollywood's banner, they're not really making any changes anytime soon. And I don't give a fuck if they ever do.